Yesterday in Washington, D.C., 24-year-old flamethrower Diego Castillo dazzled in his major league debut. And tonight, the youth movement continues with highly touted prospect Jake Bauers making his much-anticipated arrival at Tropicana Field to begin his big league career. Fresh off another three-city road trip to the West Coast and then back across the country to the nation's capital. Tonight, the Rays open a 7-game homestand, and they'll open this 4-game series against the Seattle Mariners. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. So good to have you with us. Well, the Rays are back home, and this date might very well be the line of demarcation for the Rays, and the youth movement may well be underway with Jake Bauers getting the call, the impressive young first baseman from the Durham Bulls.
Listen, we may get used to this. You're absolutely right. Here they come. Another one of the Rays' top prospects coming to the major leagues to make his debut here tonight. And what we've seen from Jake Bauers is a smooth, very smooth stroke from the left side. Well balanced at the plate. He's got gap-to-gap line drive hitter, but he's also shown that ability to have some pop. The other thing you like about him, too, not afraid to take a walk. Good on-base percentage this season down there in Durham. Be exciting to watch him go out there tonight. Hopefully he can put the nerves away and have a big one.
Well, just 22 years old, the number 5 prospect in the Rays organization, acquired in the Will Myers trade. A dream indeed. And for young Jake Bauers, when did this dream begin?
Ever since I picked up a bat, I think that's all that was on my mind, really. Elementary school, when you have those, what do you want to be when you grow up? It was always professional baseball player. And so to be here, it's pretty surreal, and I think that's partly why it probably hasn't sunk in yet.
So the Rays will square off against the Seattle Mariners tonight. And Jake Bauers in the Rays lineup playing first base. We'll have all the action coming up in just a moment.
As the Rays host the Mariners game 1 of a 4-game series. Back inside Tropicana Field at 22 years old, Bowers is the youngest position player to make his major league debut for the Rays since the player he was traded for, Will Myers, back in 2013. Our Toyota Inside Look says that Bowers is just the latest in the Rays youth movement this season, alongside players like Willie Adames and Christian Arroyo and Diego Castillo. Coming into tonight, Rays rookies have played in 157 games. That's most in the American League, 20 more than the next closest team. Kevin Cash says the future looks bright.
It's coming. I mean, look, there's going to be there's still a lot of development that will take place at this level now, but to see these guys that we've talked about now for a year or 2 years starting to transition up to this stadium as opposed to a minor league field is exciting.
Bowers will play first and bat 6th tonight as the Rays look to snap their 6-game losing streak. Just over 4 minutes to go before the Mariners and the Rays renew acquaintances, this time inside Tropicana Field. When we come back, Dwayne and B.A. with the call, Fox Sports Sun.
Young Jake Bowers takes his spot at first base in his major league debut. Young man born in Newport Beach, California, in the starting lineup, joining the Rays today. We'll take a look at the starting lineup for the visiting Seattle Mariners, presented by your local Ford dealers. D. Gordon leads it off, followed by Gene Segura and Mitch Haniger. Nelson Cruz, the DH, hits cleanup in front of Kyle Seager and Ryan Healy. Denard Span back now in the Seattle uniform, starting in left, hitting 7th. He hits in front of Guillermo Heredia, and David Freitas, the catcher, will bat 9th.
Well, and opening up this ball game tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays going to be Ryan Stanek. This will be the 3rd time that he has done that. 11 overall appearances. Record even up at 1-1 with an ERA of 3.65 in 12 1/3 innings of work.
So Stanek all set to go to work as D. Gordon steps in. First pitch of this one is a fastball at 97 upstairs. So we're underway right on time at 10 minutes past the hour. swung on and missed. Another fastball from Ryan Stanek.
I'll tell you, the last time that we saw Stanek, the fastball, of course, with the blistering velocity, the slider was pretty good. The split was outstanding. Picked up a couple of strikeouts on that pitch.
And the pitch fouled away, 1-2.
And now you've got him set him up for it right here. You get him to the 2 strikes, and you get that second strike on a fastball that's up and out of the zone. Set up perfectly now if he wants to go with that split and try to get him out of there.
And there goes the bat, a swing and a miss. He had him out in front and then some, and strikes him out.
Well, it was a perfect setup. Heater, 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 and you go fastball up above the zone, 2 strikes. Here comes the split, and he did not have a chance.
Well, that last outing that you referenced was over in Washington, D.C. in the Tuesday game against the Nationals. He also impressed the Mariners out in Seattle for an inning and a third last Saturday. Pitch is upstairs to Gene Segura, 1-0. Segura, the second leading hitter in the American League at .339. Takes a pitch too low. Segura second in the league in total hits with 83.
Well, he has been red hot for over a month.
Now a strike. Well, tonight's jackpot brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Just to retrace his steps over the last 3 weeks plus. 414 with 8 steals. And he takes it high. It's 3-1. And Segura, and the kind of year he's off to, one of the primary reasons the Mariners are in first place in the American League West. Scott Service has them a game up. They've won 7 of their last 10. Popped up. That will carry out a play, and the count is full.
Well, you can see the type of hitter he is just by the ways the Rays have him defensed. Now with 2 strikes, they've changed it just a little bit, but you've got you can see him playing pretty much straight up, but that's because he will use the whole field, has that up the middle approach. That's why he has the big numbers in the batting average department.
Chops it toward third, charged by Duffy, and the throw to first is not going to be in time. That's a base hit. Not hit sharply enough to give Duffy time to get there and make the play.
Well, enough speed from Segura, and you catch Duffy a little off guard there. Swing and bunt, really, in essence, what it was. And when you are red hot, those hits go your way.
So a first inning infield hit for Segura. We'll get Mitch Haniger up there, 1 on, 1 out.
Well, you saw Duffy with that little double clutch there. I don't know if even if he comes out with that clean, he may not have gotten him.
And the pitch inside. Well, Haniger decided that 13-inning game last Friday in Seattle with a walk-off home run to give Seattle a 4-3 win. Hit it out to right center. Pitch is too high. Stayed up. 2-0.
We got to keep your eye on Segura over there. He will run. 13 steals.
It's foul the other way, out of play. 2-1. Yeah, he's 13 of 16 in the running game, and the Mariners are 3rd in the league in stolen bases. Nelson Cruz on deck. Seattle off a 2-game set in Houston where they divided the series a game apiece and finished that a game up in the American League West in front of Houston. Now 3-1.
And that's going to be an interesting race to watch. You know, I don't think anybody thought Seattle at this point of the season would be up on the Astros even by just a game. But you've got the Astros now that are embarking on a 36-game stretch, Dwayne, where they play the A's, who are at 500 right now. And outside of that, every other team they play is below 500. 36 straight games. So they're going to look to make a run here, and Seattle's going to have to continue to play well.
And there's ball 4, fastball up and in. A couple of fastballs missing up here to walk Haniger and push Segura into scoring position, putting 2 men aboard with Nelson Cruz coming up.
Now, obviously, the last thing that you wanted to do, you know, the swinging infield hit and then the walk. Nelson Cruz continues to be productive, 11 homers.
Cruz hitting .260 on the year. Austin Pruitt is up in the bullpen now. And a cut and a miss on the slider. A good opening pitch to Cruz right there.
Well, you know that Nelson Cruz, at least the Rays are figuring that he's sitting on that fastball. So give him the hard slider, get ahead, and work from there.
Again, 0-2. Worked the first time, worked the second time.
You're not going to hit that pitch. And I don't know why you don't even think about tripling up right here. You know, there's a couple different avenues that you can go, but those 2 swings by Nelson Cruz kind of leaking down the third base line on both of them. Try to expand again with the slider.
And he misses up.
I think that was the split, and fortunate it was way up. You did not want to throw a hanging split here to Nelson Cruz. That would be doing him a huge favor. You know, Dwayne, that was a slider, and that was a slider that just didn't do anything.
Wow.
You know, that's
2 perfect sliders, and then that one.
You know why? A lot of times you try to make it nastier. I'm going to jump on this one. Well, by jumping on it, you threw a cement mixer that just stayed up above the zone. Try too hard, really.
Now down and in.
Hope that was not a slider, because that went the completely wrong way. That was the split.
There's the split grip.
Wait, just go back to the mindset you had on the first 2 sliders. Just a good slider down and away, get extension, and finish him off.
And now he misses with it, and the count is full.
This is where it gets frustrating as a pitcher, because you made 2 perfect pitches to start the AB, as you mentioned. Great sliders. And then got around one trying to do a little bit too much, missed with a split. Now you've bounced a slider. You let him right back in this count.
1 out, full count, men at first and second. And a foul ball. Just a little bit of that one. That one up and in, just on the edge of the strike zone, but it stayed up and in. Still in pursuit of the perfect slider again.
That was the brushback version.
3-2 again. And he fouls and went with the fastball up there at 98.
Well, you know what? It's one thing he hasn't seen. And I guess when in doubt, you see all they get 90, 90, 80, upper 80s, 90. Go ahead, throw 97, 98. But one of those fastballs that he just threw, it can get you right back in the proper arm slot. Now maybe you come with the slider off of that fastball.
And he misses upstairs with a fastball, and the bases are loaded. Boy, what a promising way to start that at bat against Cruz. and then he just couldn't duplicate it. So the fastball high for ball 4 loads the bases. And Kyle Seager will be the hitter.
Kyle Snyder will head out to the mound to talk it over with Stanek. Big AB already.
Yep, as we mentioned, Austin Pruitt is up in the bullpen down the right side. And it's good to see Kyle Snyder back. He spent a couple of days away from the team, hospitalized and back, and they say good as new.
Well, he is out there imparting some wisdom here on Ryan Stanek, trying to get him back both mechanically and strategically here with the bases loaded, just one out and a dangerous hitter at the plate. Let's do a quick set of the Rays defense for you before we get to this AB, brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. In the outfield left to right, we've got Johnny Field, Malik Smith, Carlos Gomez, and across that infield third to first, Duffy, Robertson, Wendell, and of course Jake Bauers with Wilson Ramos behind the plate.
And Kyle Seager, 224 with 11 home runs on the year. And the pitch is up and away. A single by Segura, an infield hit, and 2 walks have loaded the bases.
Rays with the shift.
It's fouled back and will carry out a play third base side. The count is 1-1. Seager, when the Rays saw the Mariners just a series ago, had 9 home runs, but he's homered in back-to-back games to begin their trip in that 2-game set in Houston. And he fouls this one up. Fastball up out of the zone. And now it's 1-2.
Start thinking split again. You start thinking split again. You get that guy to 2 strikes and you get him chasing up above the strike zone. He's set up perfectly for it. And a good count to do it. You just want to make sure that your catcher, Wilson Ramos, if he calls for it, got to be ready to block that thing.
Segura third, Haniger second, Cruz at first. And the 1-2 to Seager on its way. And he got him. He did exactly that. Got him to chase down as the bottom fell out of that one.
And Wilson blocked it, just like you knew that he may have to. Here's the split, set up for it. Gonna get him. There's the, well, not a true block, but he got down there close enough. One hitter away.
So with the second strikeout of the inning, 2 men gone with the bases loaded, and Ryan Healy, who came over from the Oakland Ball Club. First base has been a challenge the last few years for Seattle. And they now have Healy over there with power. It takes the first pitch upstairs, way out of the zone. Healy hit 25 home runs last year with Oakland. He starts to go, and the peak down at first, and that is a ball. He checks, says David Rackley.
Here it is, that ball moving down and away, and Ryan Healy showing some strength there, able to hold up.
Here's the 2-0. And a ground ball to the right side. Bauers has it, makes the play unassisted to retire the side. 30 pitches in the inning. Seattle leaves it loaded. Daniel Robertson will lead it off against Mike Leake. Daniel Robertson to lead off tonight. We'll take a look at the starting lineup presented by your local Ford dealer. C.J. Cron coming off yesterday's home run in Washington will DH. Joey Wendell hits third in front of Wilson Ramos. Matt Duffy at third hitting fifth, and then Jake Bauers in the sixth spot in front of Carlos Gomez, Malik Smith, and Johnny Field.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the Seattle Mariners is going to be right-hander Mike Leake. And let's look at the scouting report on him. A nice little run. His last 3 starts, he's 1-0 with a 1.66 earned run average and averaging over 7 innings a start and a kitchen sink. I mean, really, outside of the knuckleball, the pitch exists, you're going to see it.
Robertson goes for the first pitch and bounces it to short. Segura throws him out. So 1 pitch, 1 out.
Well, let's take a look at the Mariner defense, brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. In the outfield, left to right, we've got Denard Span, Guillermo Heredia, and Mitch Haniger. Across that infield, third to first, we've got Kyle Seager, Gene Segura, D. Gordon, and Ryan Healy, with David Freitas behind the plate.
Pitch to Cron, down a little bit. 1-0. Leake doesn't waste a lot of time out there. Always around the plate.
Got too many pitches to get to. You think he would take a little bit longer to try to go through the Rolodex of pitches that he's going to feature.
Yeah, he features as many pitches as Kelly Leake catches fly balls.
Yes.
There's a strike. It's 2-1.
Distant cousin.
I mean, sinker, cutter, changeup, a knuckle curve, split at times, 4-seamer, high popper, and that ball a foul ball, but in play, and Cron is out number 1. Sliding catch by Healy coming off first base.
And that was a nice job because that ball got in on Cron and it didn't have a lot of air underneath it, so Healy had to cover some ground. And then make a nice sliding catch right in front of the Rays dugout.
Two up, 2 down, and now Joey Wendell. First pitch, a strike.
Joey Wendell's like, are you sure? I mean, there's down and away, and then there is down and away.
Well, Ben May, who's working the plate tonight, if you're around the plate and consistently so, you've got a great chance of getting a strike out of him. 0-2 the count.
I would only argue that he hasn't been consistently around the plate yet. It's too early.
Maybe you don't even have to be consistently around the plate. Last year's average in the major leagues, strikes to balls, the ratio was 2.53. For Ben May, it was 2.71. Wendell lines it into right, base hit, an aggressive turn, and he decides to hang on and not challenge Haniger. 2-out single for Wendell.
Well, a really nice job by Joey Wendell on a number of different fronts here. First of all, he gets a changeup behind in the count that stays up and out over the plate. He stays on it, rifles it into right field, and then aggressively forces Haniger to keep him at first base. Thinking 2, and Mitch Haniger, a nice job of rolling that ball in there with something on it. And Wendell wisely retreats.
Wilson Ramos. Pitch is down. Good thought there by Wendell. You know, with 2 outs, and if you have a chance to find yourself in scoring position and you think you've got a good chance, you'll try it, particularly with Ramos, who's 10th in the league in hitting with men in scoring position. Foul the other way, out of play, and it's 1-1. Ramos 0 for 3 against Leake in the game Friday out in Seattle. Wendell back in. Seattle loaded the bases with 1 out in the first, did not score. Ball 2, 2-1. Matt Duffy would be next should Ramos keep the inning alive. Lifts a fly ball into short right. Haniger is there and makes the catch. The Rays leave a man. The base hit by Wendell, all they get. We head into the second inning. Denard Span will lead off for Seattle. No score. Sports Sound is brought to you by WB Mason. Who bought WB Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. On to the second inning from Tropicana Field tonight. No score. The Rays and the Mariners beginning this series. Will extend through Sunday. And Austin Pruitt now takes over on the hill for the Rays as we go into the second with Denard Span leading off for the Mariners. Here's ball one away. So one inning for Ryan Stanek as the opener. 30 pitches, the hit, a couple of walks, a couple of strikeouts, no runs allowed.
That was not pretty, but effective nonetheless. You kept the team off the scoreboard.
Pruitt promptly falls behind 3-0 to Span. Span 246 overall in 8 games with the Mariners, 286. And ball 4. So the third walk issued by the Rays pitching. It's through the first 7 hitters of the game.
You know, and that right there is Austin Pruitt trying to make the adjustment. You know, he's missing with that fastball off the plate away, tries to make the adjustment and ends up yanking it in off the plate. So right now, searching for that release point.
Guillermo Heredia in the batter's box. And there's a strike. Fastball after 4 straight pitches out of the zone. Into short right field. Gomez will be there and make the catch. Throw's going to be to first. over the head of Bowers, but backed up by Ramos. So Gomez thought he might have had Span a little bit too far off first base. Went to first, but overthrows Bowers.
Yeah, I thought he did too. I thought Denard Span had ventured a little bit too far, at least far enough to warrant a throw. And Gomez trying to throw that ball on the run. Sails. Maybe Span was baiting him. He knows this team pretty well.
Yes, he does. Here's the catcher, David Freitas, over to first. Span is back in. And over to first, close there. Rackley on the call.
Quick tag there by Bowers, right down to the hand, the wrist area, but able to get in just ahead of it.
It's in the lead by Span, and again a move over there. He's back in. They might be trying to wear him down.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a particularly big lead. You know, we've seen where you start to look at the stat cast, 13, 14, you're getting to be huge. He's around the 10, 11 range, so it's not a very big lead at all.
A cut and a miss.
Well, did you see Freitas, how late he was on that little, almost like a cutter, little slider? And it's because of the right side. He was trying to let that ball, and there it is, the slider moving away. And he tries to wait on it, and he's trying to shoot that ball the other way because it's wide open. With the runner being held on and the shift that the Rays have employed, he's got a wide open right side of the field.
And he fouls it up the right side this time. It's going to be out of play. 0-2. Yeah, Wendell was on the shortstop side of second. And now with the 0-2 count, he's still deep at second, but back on the first base side of the bag.
Yeah, he was over here, and then with the runner being held on, I mean, look at all the room you've got to work with. I think I just made a sign of a gender there at second base.
Over to first again. Breaking new ground all the time.
I'm just not sure if it was man or woman.
A 2-strike count here on Freitas. And this one low, blocked nicely by Ramos. Well, the leadoff walk to Span. Here's the other thing about that. He has attempted 8 steals this year. He's 6 of 8 running. And right from the very beginning, Pruitt paying him a lot of attention over there.
And that lead may be starting to get a little bit bigger. A little bit.
Tap to third. Got Brocious with the play down there, the third base coach. D. Gordon on deck. Span opened with a walk. The Rays trying to keep him at first. Well, with one out. Upstairs, snap throw to first, and he is back to the backside of the bag.
Rays wearing Denard Span out here.
That's exactly the expression he has. He looked over him. What are you trying to do? A little bit wide right there. That was close. The count is full.
That's an impressive take right there by Freitas. And now you're back to having to make a pitch. Do the Mariners dare put Span in motion here with just one out?
Wouldn't be surprising. There he goes, and the pitch is bounced foul into the dugout, third base side. Span, who is getting a workout, will make his way back to first. Top of the order, due next. That would be D. Gordon. Span goes for a second time, and the pitch is foul, lifted down the right side, out of play. So we'll see another 3-2 pitch to Freitas. Freitas has been up and down a couple times this year between AAA and the Mariners.
Well, a guy that can be prone to the strikeout, so you start thinking strike him out, throw him out here.
Runner goes, and a foul ball again, bound down the third base side.
Well, that was a
nice pickup. How about that?
In
Had the
traffic.
glove, yes. There was a lot going on down there and some great glove work. Protecting everybody in the row.
And the DJ Kitty hat. Protecting him and gentleman next. All the while avoiding the guy that was behind her. Trying to throw up a screen.
3-2 again, one more time on a base hit to right. Span breaking with the pitch. He's on his way to third. It will be first and third. So it took all that time, and Freitas finally made contact to hit it through the right side, and it's first and third for Seattle.
You could tell the first two swings of the at-bat, he was trying to do this right here. He had all that room to work with. And after seeing all those pitches, he gets one down and away that's moving away, and he shoots it out into right field.
Well, that's persistence on a 10-pitch at bat. Freitas finally got the job done. One out, first and third. Now they're going to have to deal with the top of the order, D. Gordon. Gordon struck out his first time, and now shortens and takes that pitch as it drops low.
You know, that's one of those things where, you know, if you're David Freitas, and not known for having a ton of power, he's
That's
only
right.
hitting 200. Well, if they're going to give you a side of the field, I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? And you could tell by the swings, that's all he was looking to do. But it was gift wrapped.
The fly ball left side, foul territory, and it hits the mound down there. Johnny Field trying to negotiate his way toward that foul ball and went up the mound, and that's treacherous ground down there in the bullpen.
Yeah, it can be. You know, you're running flat, 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 and then all of a sudden here comes a mound into play, and you could tell Johnny Field just a little uncomfortable going after that ball so close to that short wall. Almost thought for a second he was not going to try and catch it on purpose so that Span couldn't tag up.
Fly ball back into left. Field will have to go back after this one and makes the catch. The tag. Span will score, and the Mariners have the first run of the game on the sacrifice fly by D. Gordon. Holding at first, Freitas, but Gordon gets the run home from third.
Well, you take advantage of the walk, you take advantage of the shift and going the other way, and then D. Gordon get the ball in the air.
Well, you put the leadoff man on, the percentages swing in your favor to score, and the fact that you walked him is just insult to injury.
You know, it's disheartening. You earn your way on, that's one thing. I just put you on. it really does have a psychological effect, or at least I should say that it can have a psychological effect.
Segura fouls the first pitch back, and now you face a dangerous hitter with a run in, 2 gone, and a runner aboard at first. It's fouled up the right side, and the count goes to 0-2. American League's second leading hitter, Gene Segura. His average now up to 341 this trip in. And he singles to the right side. Freitas advances to second and stops. And Segura is 2 for 2. First inning single, an infield hit off Stanek, and the base hit here off Pruitt.
Boy, just does a nice job of staying on this pitch. That ball kind of breaking down in a way. He stays on and through it, pokes it into right, keeps the inning alive.
Now Mitch Haniger. Haniger gets to hit with a man in scoring position at second, the trailing runner at first, and the pitch is strike 1. 27-year-old outfielder Mitch Haniger. And now it's 0-2. Originally up with Arizona, last year with Seattle, and that ball's going to get into right field and out of the reach of Wendell. The run will score. Freitas crosses the plate, and now on the throw back to second, here comes another man trying to score, and Segura is safely aboard. The ball loose from Ramos, and down to second goes Haniger. Just like that, the Mariners have put 2 more runs on the board, and they have a 3-0 lead. Some aggressive heads-up base running there by Seattle.
Yeah, taking advantage of some sloppiness here by the Rays. How about this ball? Just jam shot the other way. Wendell, of course, on the shift up the middle, can not get to it. Got his glove on it, but then right here, where you kind of lob that in there, a little lackadaisical, and all of a sudden here comes that third run. Boy,
yeah,
oh
that
boy.
doesn't make your defense look good at all there.
No, you know, you just assume. You assume he's going to stay at third, and you just one-hop it in there with not a whole lot on the throw. Kind of a toss.
Cruz takes the pitch down.
Boy, yesterday afternoon, the ball game, the opener did not work out so well. Tonight, the shift not working out so well.
That's a little tapper foul, and it's 1-1. Ground ball back at third. Long throw for Duffy, and it's right there to retire the side. Well, three-run score for Seattle. Jake Bauers will hit second in the bottom of the second. They took advantage of a lackadaisical throw. They gave Robertson an error on that, which makes one of those runs unearned, but that's a tough error. First pitch to Duffy is a strike. The third run scored because there was a lackadaisical throw from Gomez to second.
Right.
That allowed the run to score.
Not to mention when the ball was delivered to the plate, as it was entering the glove or the glove range of Ramos, Segura is already by him. Here it is. Now watch him turn throw. He's already by him before the ball gets there. The run did not score because of the error. He's already there.
So a base hit by Duffy. More on that a little later as Jake Bauers prepares to make his major league debut. The first thing he did is call his folks and say, I'm going to Tampa Bay. And here he is with a runner at first and nobody out. And a swing and a miss. Strike one. .279 on the year at Durham, with 5 home runs for Jake Bauer. Up and away. Bauer's 22 years old. Came to the Rays from the San Diego Padres organization in the Will Myers deal. And he takes a look at a breaking ball that stays wide. So it's 2-1.
He has had a steady climb through the minor leagues and has been, you know, one of those advanced hitters at each level at a young age. You know, the ability to take a walk, to understand the strike zone, be patient.
Swings and sends it into left. Denard Span goes back and makes the catch, and Duffy retreats to first base. So Bauers in his first big league at bat hits a fly ball to left. 1-on-1 out for Carlos Gomez. You know, on that play we were talking about in the top of the inning, an error charge to Robertson, which is a tough error. But even if you give him the error, you could say the runner advanced from first to second on the throw. The guy at the plate was clearly safe.
Yeah, he was to the plate before the ball got to the glove of Wilson Ramos. That absolutely is an earned run, and if you're going to give the error, then it's the error on the move from first to second. That's it. That's simple.
But in reality, the run really scored as a result of essentially a fielder's choice from the right fielder to make that throw and just lob it into second.
No, that whole play was sloppy. You know, you had the raise in the shift. You got the hitter jammed, a slow roller to the right side that Wendell gets his glove on and kind of redirects.
That's one of the things Kevin Cash was disappointed in the team on the road trip about. Sharply hit by Gomez into center. So he's aboard. That sends Duffy up to second base. So men at first and second with 1 out.
Just caught too much plate, and it was right up around the belt. You know, those balls are going to get hit hard, especially when the velocity is not overpowering.
And now Malik Smith will bat with Gomez at first and Duffy at second.
Well, to your point, Dwayne, and what Kevin Cash was not real happy about, you know, this is a team that, you know, we've talked about it all season long, play a lot of close games. Margin for error is not very big, so they've got to be on point all 9 innings.
Now Malik sends a fly ball into center. Heredia is there to make the catch, with the runners holding first and second. Johnny Field will bat. The Rays have a chance to chip away at what is a 3-run deficit. The Rays come in trying to snap a 6-game losing streak. They've been a streaky team, and they have not been able to hold a lead except in one of those games, and they're down 3-0 in this one. Down and away, 1 ball, no strikes.
You know, that's something else that can take a psychological toll. Always playing from behind. That's a tough way to play.
Field fouls it back. 1-1. Well, this is Johnny Field connecting against Mike Leake up in Seattle.
Oh, if he could do that again,
Yeah, it'd be
right back to
a
even.
tie ball game.
Yes.
He's established that it's certainly possible. And at first and second, 2 outs. It's a 2-1 count.
Well, he's working his way into those hitters' accounts. Start to maybe eliminate 3 or 4 of Leake's pitches. Get a visit here. Well, and going back to what you were talking about with the, not having the lead during this little streak. What the first month of the season, it seemed that the Rays had a lead in just about every game they played in.
Yep. Yeah, they were scoring early. Well, the one thing Kevin Cash wants to be able to count on with this team is the defensive side of things. It begins there. You play good, solid baseball, good pitching, knowing that your offense may come and go, as it tends to for every club, really. 2-2 now, the count to Field. But if you're playing fundamentally solid baseball, you figure you're going to be in a position where you can compete on a nightly basis and have a chance to win. Pitch, cut and a miss on the pitch that worked its way in on Field. Rays lead 2, and we go to the third, 3-0 Seattle. The minor leagues, and he's in the lineup tonight at first base, hitting 6th. There's 1 bat in under his belt in the major leagues, and a line to left. And off we go to the third with Kyle Seager about to step in to lead off for Seattle. Looking back at that second inning, there are a number of things there that would aggravate a manager. One is walking the leadoff man on 4 pitches. It got down to a situation where Bad decision on the lob throw back to second cost the Rays. Haniger picked up that RBI single on an 0-2 pitch. There's a strike. 1-1. Healy next, and then Span. Two balls and a strike. High fly ball. Fields and left is there. And that's the first out. The Seattle lineup seeing a lot of pitches through the first couple of innings. For Stanek in the first, 30 pitches, no runs, but they left the bases loaded. They saw 28 pitches in the second. And now the leadoff man retired in the third. Ryan Healy about to step in. First pitch is a strike. So Pruitt worked most of the innings for the Rays in the game last Friday night in Seattle. The game started by Mike Leake, as he is starting tonight for the Mariners. 0-2. The game went 13 innings before the Mariners won it 4-3, but Pruitt worked 5 innings in that one. Gave up 3 runs. Down to third. Duffy's got it. He throws a strike across the diamond. So 2 up, 2 down in the third inning.
You got to protect yourself on those. You get those hard hit ground balls that come up around your mid range. Glove up, glove down. That's what the Rays really need. You talk about all the pitches as you see this ball come up here and Duffy getting in right off the heel of the glove. That's that tricky, you know, you come up about to the belt with your glove down. Above that, you start to roll it over, and sometimes you get caught in between.
Here's Span turning on the first one, sending it deep to right field, and that one is out of here. Denard Span hits his second home run in a Seattle uniform, and he drove that one on the first pitch. With the bases empty, 2 outs in the third, he sends it into the seats and right to make it 4-0.
That pitch, unfortunately, got into a left-handed hitter's happy zone. You're going to see this ball. Watch this, down and in. How many times we see it?
The 6th home run overall. 4 of those came in a Rays uniform. Now a fastball and a cut and a miss by Guillermo Heredia. And a strike away from him a bit there. 0-2. Into the dirt. A ball, 2 strikes. The Mariners, with their record of 38-23. It's the 3rd best in franchise history to start a season. And now Heredia is out on strikes, reaching for that one. A run on the home run by Span, 4-0 Seattle.
Major League debut. Could you describe what it's like watching your son relive his dream that he's always dreamed of?
You know, I can't. I honestly cannot explain what I feel right now. Between laughing and crying and just feeling like it's a big blur.
Well, I know he's thrilled that you're here. He actually told me before the game that he tried to goof on you guys when he first told you that he got the call up. He said you knew all along, though. You were laughing along with him.
Well, you know, I had a strong feeling because when some of these things happen, you see kind of premonitions of it in the media for a while. And he tried to explain it to me as best he could. He tried goofing on me.
And you're bringing him good luck right now with that Daniel Robertson home run.
Yes, D-Rob, go.
Well, what's interesting is we were talking beforehand, and you said it's not just watching Jake play with the Rays. You feel like some of these guys, including Daniel Robertson, have grown up with you watching them all the way through the minor league.
Absolutely. There's several. Johnny Field, D-Rob, several of the pitchers. We've got some more guys in the pipeline. Willie, Kean. They've played together for the last several years, and it's really, really neat. We feel like we've gotten to know them a little bit, and I'm sure that helps Jake feel a little bit more at home when he, steps in here today.
Well, I know Jake gave you guys the lion's share of credit for him reaching his dream, so congratulations to both of you, and we look forward to seeing you many more times at the Trop.
Thank you.
Dwayne, back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much. A couple of proud parents right there with Jake Bauers making his big league debut, and Daniel Robertson getting the Rays on the scoreboard with his 7th home run of the year. And boy, he put a charge into that one. That was deep into the seats, and then the tarp behind the seats there in left center. Ground ball off the bat of Crone to third, and Seager makes the throw to first to record the initial out in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And Joey Wendell will bat. Robertson has shown increased power this year in driving the ball, and that's, as mentioned, his 7th home run of the season. A breaking ball to start Wendell for a strike. His last home run was on the road trip in Oakland against the team that drafted and signed him. Fly ball toward right center. Heredia cutting over, and he'll make the catch. 2 gone. Home run by Robertson, the 11th of the year, given up by Leake, and this his 13th start.
Well, you're going to have to start chipping away again. That's a good start. Mike Leake is not going to overpower you. That fastball is going to sit upper 80s, maybe touch 90.
Pitch is a ball, 1-0.
He relies on the number of pitches that he throws, the way that he sequences them. He needs to be in good areas of the strike zone.
The Rays scored 2 runs off him in the 7 innings he worked against him in Seattle. And both those runs were home runs, back to back by Carlos Gomez and Johnny Field. It's a chop headed for Gordon. And that takes care of Ramos and the Rays, who pick up a run on the 2nd pitch of the inning, an 0-1 pitch, and Daniel Robertson hits it out to left center. We're through 3, 4-1 Seattle.
military by sharing a photo or video with hashtag HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Daniel Robertson belting a home run to get the Rays on the board. We're headed into the 4th inning with David Freitas, the catcher, about to lead it off. Freitas, then Gordon and Segura. Segura had a base hit his first time, worked a 10-pitch at bat, and finally got it through the open side, the right side of the infield. Takes a strike here. So Freitas here with a 2-strike count. David Freitas, Gordon and Segura due up. It's fouled up the right side and out of play.
School's out. Going to see a lot more of that.
Yeah, that's fun for them. Night at the ballpark. Upstairs. 1 and 2.
Good luck controlling all that.
Just loosely done. A cut and a miss. Freitas out on strikes. That'll be the 2nd strikeout recorded by Pruitt.
Throwing that slider, not a whole lot of side to side, a little dip at the end, and Freitas clearly pulls off of that pitch, almost as he didn't recognize it.
Now the top of the order, D. Gordon. Cut and a miss. A little scoring change on that 2nd inning. They've kept the error but recognized that the runner was going to be safe, so that'll go as an earned run. Initially counted as an unearned run, and as the ball got away on the throw to the plate, the runner advanced, so he moves up on the error, but the run would have scored anyway, and so it's an earned run. A little looper, shallow left center for a base hit, and Gordon is aboard. Just stroked that one the other way. Got it over the infield.
Yeah, didn't hit it hard, didn't have to. It's a curveball. That curveball stays up, and he just gets it right off the label. A little inside out swing. Didn't have a lot of room to fit it in either, the way that he was being defensed. Well, now you got to keep your eye on him too.
Yeah, he's 19 out of 21 in the steal department, and you figure they'll put something on here with Segura at the plate. He's 2 for 2. Segura takes it low.
Well, these two right here, they're big stolen base threats. They've got a combined 32 of the 43 that the Mariners have as a team. And the way that Segura can handle the bat, you start thinking, okay, you could put a guy in motion, maybe look to put the ball in play. Got the lead, and teams tend to be more aggressive with the lead.
When lifted into right, Gomez a little bit toward the line, makes the catch. Gordon remains at first. And Mitch Haniger, who has been on twice. He walked in the first, singled to drive in a run in the second inning. Backhand at first on Gordon. Pitch is down. 1 ball, no strikes. Runner goes. The pitch is a strike, and the throw strike as well, and he beat it in. Good throw by Ramos. But Gordon picks up his 20th stolen base of the year.
Well, he's one of the elite base stealers in the game right now, and boy, he got a running start. A big early secondary lead. You can't even really call that a secondary lead. The fact that it was that close is all because of that throw there by Ramos. Very close.
You know, the Rays might want to take a look at that. They're thinking about it right now, and what have they decided? Are they going to take a look? I think they are.
Well, let's see the tag right there. Did he come off? I mean, there's a lot to look at here. The initial tag by Wendell looked to be up near the left hip. But I'll tell you, when you see the jump, you can't believe it was even as close as it was to take a look.
Yeah, he got the great jump, and it was a perfect throw by Ramos.
Look at this. He's got the big lead, and he is off early. And it still was this close. Catch, did he get him on the hip before he got there? Boy, that foot's still kind of up in the air. They may have a chance in this one.
I think they do. They obviously felt it was worth a look. Here it is again. I mean, from that point of view, and it's, I don't know how conclusive it is, but that's the one right there that's pretty interesting. You see that tag around the hip.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that this did not go the Rays' way on the field.
Yeah.
You got to start putting together those pieces to find that perfect view. But the Rays want to take a shot. You don't want to fall any further behind, so it's important stolen base here.
Well, the count has gone to 1-1 on Haniger. The Rays have challenged this safe call at second from overhead. There's the tag. Is he on the bag? Very, very close. I think they have a decision.
There we go.
And he is out at second base. So the Rays challenge it and come up and get it overturned. And a great throw by Ramos. So the top of the fourth is over. Rays coming in to hit with Duffy due to lead it off. 17. Jake Faria picking up his first big league win. That came in his major league debut, pitching 6 1/3 innings, allowing 3 hits and a run, striking out 5, and defeating the Chicago White Sox 3-1. And what was the payoff? Right there.
Oh, that's the pay. That is a payoff.
Little tap. Matt Duffy bounces it to short. Gene Segura makes that play. 1 away.
Now, I remember my first big league win, Dwayne, and it got no payoff.
Nothing
like,
close to that.
Nothing like that at all.
A hearty hand clasp.
Yeah, maybe.
And a pat on the back.
Pat on the back.
Nice going, son.
Wow.
Here's Jake Bowers, who lined to left in his first major league at bat in the 2nd inning. Hits again here in the 4th and takes a strike from Mike Leake. Cut and a miss. He had him out in front over that pitch.
You can't be in the major leagues with the last name Leake. You have to name, if you have kids, you have to name one of them Kelly, boy or girl.
Yeah, you'd think so.
You have to.
Yeah. And he just misses a little high and outside with that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bowers folks, Stu and Misty looking on.
Yeah, what's going through their mind right now? Second AB.
And a line drive, and it's caught by Gordon. You're not going to hit it much harder than that, but Gordon made the catch at second base. All you can do is hit the ball hard.
You know what? That's absolutely the case. That's the only thing that you can control is hard barreled contact, and that's what you got here. This ball was blistered.
You know, that's one of the things when you read about Bowers and his time in the minor leagues. They say it's uncanny how he can barrel it up, and he hit that ball right on the barrel and as hard as you can hit it. 107.1, that line drive. Now we can document how hard they hit him. 1-1 here. The count on Carlos Gomez.
When you start to look at, a hitter, and that we talked about his ability to take a walk, which means he's got a pretty well-defined strike zone. Well, now if you've got a well-defined strike zone, you're swinging at mostly strikes. You got a good eye, good hand-eye coordination, and all of a sudden you find yourself getting that barrel to the baseball more often than maybe some other guys. And that's what we're all excited to watch develop here at the big league level.
That's a little one hopper handled by Gordon off Gomez's bat. And the Rays are up and down 1-2-3. We'll go to the 5th. 4-1 Seattle. whole team together, and it's been a team effort over the last 18 games, averaging 3.9 runs a game. But look at the ERA of the starting staff and the bullpen for Seattle during that stretch. And they've taken over first in the West, 14-4, and getting great pitching.
Yeah, and the starters are getting deep into the game. You know, we talked about Mike Leake, his last 3 starts, he's averaged over 7.
Here's Haniger driving one deep into left center field, and he's hit that out. Haniger, who hit the game-winning home run in that 13-inning game against the Rays in Seattle, has just belted his 13th home run of the year. And again, Seattle has a 4-run lead. It's 5-1.
Boy, they get it back out to 4 right here, trying to come in, and that ball stays more middle to middle in.
So 2 home runs surrendered by Pruitt. Oh, Nelson Cruz. That's a strike. 71 home runs hit by Seattle. Coming into this game, they were 9th in the league in home runs and 9th in runs scored. But their pitching's been good enough that it's going on down the right side there with that foul ball and some heroic attempts in the bullpen.
You're going with heroic? Too kind.
How about extraordinary? Swing and a miss. Cruz is out on strikes. So the leadoff home run by Haniger and the strikeout of Cruz. Seager has struck out and flied out to left. And sends this one out of play. Now the Rays were swept by the Mariners last weekend. Safeco Field has not been good to the Rays. They've lost 9 straight up there. And the Mariners overall in the season series played between these two teams have won 9 of the last 10 games. Seager sends it into left center. Field is there to catch it. 2 gone. Rays finally able to turn things around in Oakland, but not in Seattle.
No, Seattle has become the new house of horrors. And by the way, this team has played well against the Rays here at Tropicana Field. They've struggled with that ball club all around. Well, you remember when it was Cleveland?
Yes.
Couldn't win in Cleveland to save your life. In fact, didn't they during that streak they had that game, weren't the Rays up like 10-0?
Oh yeah, they let a giant lead get away and lost that one.
Yep.
1 ball, no strikes, the count on Healy. Pop up foul. Will it be playable? Bowers in a hurry to the railing, and he got it. That's a fine play by Bowers right as he got to the railing and had that mitt over there to grab that one and take care of out number 3. A run scores on the Haniger home run, and here's that nice play by Bowers with a put out on Healy to wrap up the inning. The Rays come in to hit in the bottom of the 5th inning with Malik Smith leading off and swinging and missing at that first pitch, strike one. Well, Leake doesn't help your lineup much because he doesn't walk anybody. Coming into this game, he faced 112 batters without giving up a walk. There's a line drive, base hit into center field. So the Rays have the leadoff man on base. Take a look at some of the defensive work of Jake Bauers here on this catch in the top of the 5th. It's our Bonefish Grill fresh catch of the game.
Able to keep it in there. Got to navigate the wall over there at the dugout. Ooh.
That'll work. Johnny Field now. Takes the ball. 1-0. Move to first. That had Ozzie Timmons ducking as Healy extending that glove arm and the big mitt over there to grab that pickoff attempt. Soft toss over there that time. Wide. Well, Leake has gone almost a month without walking anybody. The last time he walked a guy was May the 10th. So that's covered starts against Texas, Oakland, Minnesota, the Rays, and now for the second time against the Rays, no walks. 2-1 to count. Field fouls that one out of play.
Trying to force the opposition to earn everything that they get, and they have not gotten much here recently. The last 3 outings, we talked about this coming in, the run that he was on, all those numbers right there, they work out to a 1-0 record, ERA of 1.66, and you can see 13 strikeouts, no walks. There's 4 earned runs total.
Foul ball. Squares the count, 2-2. 30-year-old right-hander, Mike Leake. He was originally drafted twice, once by Oakland, didn't sign. Went to Arizona State. Then the Reds drafted him. That was in 2009. And that's a foul ball. Field trying to check his swing. Count still 2-2. So Leake has been with the Reds and the Giants, Cardinals, and now Seattle. A 2-2 count. In on Fields, and he pops it into shallow right. That's a base hit. Smith will go to third, and the Rays will have men on the corners to begin the 5th inning. Well, this is perhaps the beginning of something good for the Rays. A little loop single off the bat of Field.
Yeah, this is where you need to build something here. Johnny Field at 2 strikes, his ball's in on him. Inside out little jam shot, but right out into no man's land. And all of a sudden you get speed over all the way over to third base, and Malik Smith first and third, top of the order. Robertson, who's already homered here tonight, got a chance to climb back in this one in a big way.
Yeah, Robertson really got hold of one in the 3rd inning. And sent it deep out of here into left center field. Nice strike call just on that edge. Robertson's grounded to short and hit the home run. Fouls it this one away. Here's another look at that home run in the 3rd inning.
Boy, a hanger stayed right on it and crushed it. Is that a bicep kiss? Blew a kiss to his bicep.
There you go. And a cut and a miss. He's out on strikes this time. And you talk about working the perimeter. Leake was just as good as you can get on those 3 pitches there.
Masterful, and he finishes him here with the changeup down and in. Swings right over the top of it. Some good sink and fade there at the end.
One out now, C.J. Cron. It's fouled back. Well, Cron 0 for 2. 13 home runs. He hit his 13th yesterday, connecting in Washington off Tanner Roark. Long one here could put the Rays right back in this thing, down 5-1. Rays with some power at the top part of their lineup. It's foul. That's going to carry into the seats the other way. Now he's down 2 strikes. Men on the corners. This one blocked, and a nice job by Freitas.
It's one thing to anticipate a breaking ball in the dirt. It's another to have to get out to how far this one was off the plate. I mean, that's in the other batter's box.
One, 2, and a roller back to the mound. Quick throw to second for 1. Over to first 2. Leake starts the double play, and the Rays leave a man after putting the first 2 men on. 5-1 Seattle. Action with exclusive on-field seating in the Papa John's bullpen box. Host your group in the private party area just steps away from the Rays bullpen. Reserve the Papa John's bullpen box by contacting group sales at 888-FAN-RAYS or email group sales at raysbaseball.com. Austin Pruitt out there to begin the 6th. Faces Denard Span. First pitch is a strike. 4 innings for Pruitt as he begins the 6th inning. 4 runs. Pitch away, 1-1. Heredia will be next, and then Freitas. Cut and a miss. It's 1-2. Span has walked and homered. Has scored twice. Span making sure everything is to his liking before he's ready to take the next pitch. He swings and misses out on strikes.
Well, that was a sharp breaking ball there by Austin Pruitt. That ball with that late, you see right there, the all-hand swing by Span. Fooled by that pitch and had to commit early.
Fourth strikeout in this outing for Pruitt. Here's Guillermo Heredia. Fouling it up the right side. Strike 1. Pruitt worked 5 innings Friday in Seattle, charged with 3 runs. He's given up 4 tonight. It's a ball and a strike. One and two. This one lifted into center. Smith cutting to his right. Malik grabs it. 2 gone. Base is empty. 2 outs. And here's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your local Honda dealers. Wilmer Font will be on the hill to make his first start. And Orestes will break down Gene Segura.
Hey, you're going to get another opener tomorrow.
Yes, we are.
You got to figure Matt Andriese.
Font trying to figure out how to break down Segura as well.
Yeah,
a lot of pitchers doing that.
Yep. I'll tell you, you've had a guy that has been red hot. Literally, he's been red hot for a month. You know, you go back over his last 24 games. I know we saw 21 earlier, but you just keep going further back, and the numbers continue to be very
better.
good. They can do it. You know, there was at one point, I mean, it was a month ago, he was hitting 280.
Yeah.
Now he's, you know, came into play at 339.
And obviously having a good time.
Wouldn't you?
It's low and outside. 1-1 the count.
You know what's interesting about him? You know, good speed guy, top of the order, having a tremendous year with the batting average, but he's only walked 10 times this year. So you look at his batting average, and the on-base percentage is a little bit better. Not a huge jump.
Yeah, coming in it was 358
with a 339 average.
Yeah,
there you go.
cut and a miss. Freitas on his way down to first, and the throw from Ramos to Bowers to complete the out. Bottom of inning 6 coming up. 5-1 Seattle.
Company and an organization called Starting Right Now, and that company just got a $40,000 check from the Rays Foundation before tonight's first pitch. Chris Archer, Matt Silverman on hand to prevent that, and that is going to go a long way to help a lot of families. The goal for Starting Right Now to end homelessness, one family and one child at a time. Guys?
Well, thank you, Rich. Great cause, and here is Joey Wendell to open the bottom half of the 6th inning for the Rays, trying to put something together against Mike Leake, and that has been difficult to do for the opposition lately against him because he's just not walking anyone. A couple of strikeouts, no walks tonight. The Rays have a run on 6 hits, and Wendell rolls the first pitch to second, and that's D. Gordon to throw out Wendell.
One thing that he has shown the ability to do is he doesn't hurt himself out there with the walk. He's going to have base runners. You know, he's not an overpowering guy, but the ability to get the double play. And he got a big one there. It certainly looked like the Rays were set up to have a big inning, 1st and 3rd, nobody. And he gets his 13th double play ball to get out of that spot.
Wilson Ramos with 1 out and the base is empty. Fouls it out of play the other way. It's a 1-1 count.
Well, that's just being a smart pitcher too. You know, you understand what the hitter is trying to do, and you know, listen, I can go into this area. He's shown the ability to keep the ball down in the zone when he needs to. Get that ground ball.
It's foul the other way. Well, he's now gone over 130 consecutive hitters without issuing a walk. He's at 133 right now.
That is impressive. Very impressive.
And that is strike 3. Ramos is the 2nd out in the 6th inning. Well, Leake keeps it pretty basic out there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the fastball, cut it, change up, curveball, slider. He's got, you know, the arm angle is conducive to late movement and to get the ground ball when you need it. Works his way around the strike zone and navigates that pretty well.
And gets a first pitch strike here to Duffy. Yeah, and he can certainly work the corners. He does a great job of that, up and down, in and out. There's a liner into left center field. That's going to go all the way to the wall to extra bases. Duffy's going to get 2 and maybe 3. He's on his way to third, and he will make it ahead of the throw. Throw hits him. It one-hops him and hits him in the back. And let's hope that he's okay. That ball came up near the upper back or maybe in the helmet.
Yeah, I think it did get the helmet, Dwayne. This one-hop throw in. Well, this is why you got to live on the edges. Pitches out over the heart are going to get hit hard, and that's what Duffy does right there with that hanger.
Well, that'll catch your attention. Thank goodness for that helmet. A triple, first of the year for Duffy. And now Jake Bauers up here with 2 outs and a man at third. Takes ball 1 up and away. His parents coming in to see his debut. 2 balls, no strikes. And all the reports are Bauers will give you a good at bat against lefties as well as right-handers. That'll be interesting to watch him. And there's another line drive, 1 hop, short right. Gordon up with it, and the throw to first is in time. That's twice he's hit the ball hard in the direction of D. Gordon, and Gordon in shallow right was there to throw him out. 5-1 at the end of 6. In the third, Rays got on the board in the bottom of the inning on the Daniel Robertson home run. And then Mitch Haniger connected to lead off the 5th to make it 5-1. As we go into the 7th, we have a 5-1 ball game. Haniger's 2nd home run against the Rays this year. He walked off that 13-inning game out in Seattle, and Denard Span comes back home. There's a walk, a homer, and struck out his last time. And in the 7th, top of the order, D. Gordon leads off against Austin Pruitt. He skies one into center, and Malik Smith is there to make the catch.
You know, when D. Gordon was able to drop that ball into shallow, left center field in his last at bat for a base hit, you saw Malik Smith pretty close to it. Interesting defensive setup. Look where Malik's is. So shallow. And over there in left center field. That's hard to believe. You got a center fielder playing that shallow. But guess what? Couple steps. Right there.
It's pretty when it works out like that, isn't it?
I don't recall the last time unless it's one of those situations with the game's on the line.
Yeah, and
2 outs,
and everybody's in the outfield.
Right, because anything over your head is going to score the run anyway. But just a defensive placement that shallow.
There's a strike to Segura. It's 1-1. Down to first. Bowers picks it up and steps on the bag. 2 up, 2 down. MLB at Bat, your #1 Rays app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Rays home screen icons and features such as MLB TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today. Mitch Haniger with the bases empty and 2 outs in the top of the 7th. He takes the strike. Haniger's been on all 3 times. Walked in the first, singled in the 2nd inning when the Mariners scored 3 runs, and then homered in the 5th. So Pruitt, trying to retire him for the first time, is ahead 0-2. Ball, 2 strikes. And a cut and a miss. He's out on strikes and a 1-2-3. 7th inning, 6th strikeout for Pruitt. 5-1 Seattle. Southern Chevy dealers. By Eldorado Furniture, a different kind of furniture store for over 50 years. And by your local Ford dealers. Rays back home, beginning this homestand with Seattle in for 4. Rays have had a difficult time with this Seattle ball club over the last few years. Carlos Gomez leads off the bottom of the 7th against Mike Leake. First pitch is a ball. Gomez 1 for 2 tonight, had a single his first time up. Pops it up right side. Ryan Healy over near the dugout, but that's on the dugout roof. And back into the stands. It's 1-1. Now the Mariners in first place in the West by a game. And they're thinking postseason this year. They have not been to the postseason in 16 years. Last time they were in the playoffs was 2001. too. They won 116 games that year.
Wow. I remember that year.
Here's the other thing. In the last 14 years, only 2 winning seasons. That kind of sneaks up on you. Gomez lifts it into center. Heredia puts it away. One gone. Now Malik Smith. So they've tried a lot of combinations. You know, last year they were 78 and 84 and used 61 different players. That's a Seattle club record, including 40 pitchers last year. Malik Smith skies it to center. Heredia puts that one away. A couple of fly ball outs.
Boy, at times it's been a snake bit organization. You know, they put together a team that they feel pretty good about going into the season. Then the injury bug starts to mount. Bad injuries at the wrong time. Like you said, going through basically an entire roster full of just pitchers.
Yep.
You got a 40-man roster. You used 40 pitchers.
Yep. It's a ground ball off the bat of Field. Gordon has it, and the throw to first, and it's a quick bottom of the 7th inning for Leake. We go to the 8th, 5-1.
And these are the newest prospects for the Rays, the top 5 picks in this year's draft, headlined by Matthew Liberatore. You've heard a lot about him. Big, lanky left-hander out of Arizona. Shane McClanahan, also a local product from USF. He's a lefty. And down at the bottom, Dwayne and BA, another two-way player, Tanner Dodson, who is supposedly a very good hitter and a pitcher, similar to Brendan McKay, who we drafted last year.
Now Dodson, a two-way player. The Rays, I think, have come out of this draft very optimistic with what they've done, and they've heard that from outside the organization as well, which is always a good sign.
Yeah.
You know, you probably always think that you've done a good job drafting. It's such an inexact science, but if you can get that kind of consensus from outside the organization, those are encouraging words there.
You've got a couple of draft gurus who have said that the Rays had the best draft in Major League Baseball. So, you know.
2-1. Well, remember, they thought the 2011 draft was going to be a great opportunity, and frankly, it was not. I mean, Blake Snell, if that's all you get, I mean, that's pretty good right there. But they didn't get everything by the shot up the middle, and defense perfectly. Wendell is there to throw out Cruz, but that was an opportunity, and they A similar situation here, and it sounds as if they drafted well.
Well, they had that opportunity. What was it, 5 or 6 picks in the first, 50, 60, a good number up at the top. Well, they had the 16th pick and then 31, 32. And so you're able to really hone in on some high quality players. I think they were very fortunate that Matthew Liberatore, who was thought to be, he was going to be gone in the top 5 minimum, slides all the way to 16. That was a huge get.
Ground ball back of first off Seager's bat. Bowers makes that play unassisted, so 2 quick ground ball outs here.
Well, that's going to be the lifeblood of this organization. They're not going to be able to go out and sign the big money free agents. They're going to have to draft and develop their guys to be able to sustain, a winning culture.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch some of these young players as they're signed and they begin their pro careers. McClanahan, who Rich mentioned, from USF, he's been triple digits at times. Healy takes a pitch outside, 1-0. Snow, the center fielder. Strike on the outside corner to Healy, and it's 1-1. Down to third, foul outside the bag. Makes the count to a ball, 2 strikes. Denard Span on deck. Ground ball right side, open over there, and he has a base hit. Healy bounces that one through the right side into right, and he is now 1 for 4.
Well, there have been times tonight that the Rays' defensive positionings have worked out well. Other times they have not. And here Healy chops that ball the other way. No one there to make a play on it.
Right here in this inning, Cruz hit the ball up the middle.
Yeah.
And Wendell was right there on the shortstop side of the bag to make the play. A similar defensive alignment. Healy just bounced it through the right side.
Well, we've seen more and more of that. As the shift has become more prevalent, we have seen guys going the other way and trying to take advantage of that.
The foul ball back by Span. Talking about the draft, give you an idea about the emphasis the Rays have. They picked 43 players. 26 of the 43 were pitchers.
Restock. They've always been known. I mean, you hear about these guys coming through the pipeline, and it's seemingly every year you've got 1, 2, 3 guys that are knocking on the door, extremely talented.
Well, they say everybody's always looking for pitching. And if that's true and you have a lot of it, then that gives you the pick of your prospects and then the ability to make deals to fill in other spots.
Focus in on what you do well. And for the Rays, that is pitching.
Span lifts it into left, sending Johnny Field back. He makes the catch. Base hit, no runs, and a man left. Bottom of the 8th coming. 5-1 Seattle.
1, 2, 3 innings, but it seems like a lot more than that. He has been in control here tonight, mixing his pitches very well, finding the edges of the strike zone, helping himself there, getting a double play started. That was the inning that the Rays had runners on first and third with nobody out, and he was able to get out of it without giving up a run. Mixing in a couple of strikeouts, and again, not walking anybody.
Daniel Robertson takes the pitch high for a ball with only 76 pitches through 7 innings.
How about that?
And 1-0 here to Robertson in the 8th. 2 balls, no strikes. Cut and a miss. You know, you'd think if you went 7 innings and gave up 7 hits, you'd give up more than 75 pitches, 76, but that's what he's done.
That's right. With just 1 double play ground ball.
Yep.
But you know what? That's his ability to fill up that strike zone, to be on the edges and force early swings. So you get your hits, but then he's getting the next guy out on 1 or 2 pitches. He's not a lot of deep counts because he's not walking guys.
Tapper foul.
Well, he tests your patience.
He does.
He tests your patience. You know, he has a little bit of deception in his delivery in the lower arm angle. He'll cut the ball away from these righties, the changeup, and he's not afraid to throw that changeup in.
He hasn't had a 3-ball count tonight.
Well, there you go.
A little tapper to the right side. He's going to take it in himself. Leake takes it himself, 1 unassisted.
Well, that's what you tell him. Anything that you can get to.
And he takes it seriously. So 1 gone in the 8th.
He's showing some good athleticism hopping off the mound right there and tracking that ground ball down.
C.J. Cron. Ball, no strikes. That's Chaz Rowe up in the bullpen. One count. Leake has thrown 4 complete games in his career, which started in the big leagues in 2010. He's ahead of Cron 1 and 2. He had 30 starts for the Reds in 2012, 2 complete games, and then in 2015 and 21 starts for the Reds, he threw a complete game. Made 9 starts that year with the Giants and threw a complete game shutout. He leads 5-1 with a low pitch count tonight, 1 out into the 8th. Now the first full count, 3-2.
We should have talked about it earlier.
We should have.
Because I have been the greatest reverse lock all season long.
And he gives up the walk.
There you go.
Well, he hasn't given up 5 additional runs either.
Yeah, you're right. Does not give up runs late in the ball game.
I'll take that. Now Joey Wendell's going to be the hitter.
That was probably the single worst sentence I've said in a long time. It didn't even make any sense.
Well, they got Colomé up in the bullpen is what it did. So you're hearing those guys? Get Colomé up, put an end to this.
The babbling from upstairs, from up in the ivory tower.
That's a strike on Wendell. He had a base hit. Back in the first, picked up a 2-out single in the first inning off a Leake changeup. Fly ball to center and a ground ball to second base since then. It's 1-1. Dwindled behind. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rays down by 4. 1 on, 1 out in the 8th. Bouncing ball left side. Seager takes it to second, and in the middle there, Segura completes the double play with a throw to first. 5-6-3 on the double play, and we go to the 9th, 5-1. Mike Leake, 8 innings, limited the Rays to just a run. We go to the 9th with the Rays down 5-1, and Chaz Rowe takes over for Austin Pruitt.
He is on for the 29th time, 21 in the 3rd innings, 26 strikeouts.
We'll face Guillermo Heredia to open the 9th. Pitch is a strike. Fastball at 93 in. Stanek opened this game, gave up no runs on a hit and a couple of walks, struck out 2. Gave way to Austin Pruitt, who has worked 7 innings, allowing 5 runs, 7 hits, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. 2 home runs allowed by Pruitt. Chaz Rowe here in the 9th inning has the jump on Heredia, 0-2. 30 pitches in that first for Stanek, 93 for Pruitt, over 7. And Heredia chased that pitch, couldn't catch up. Out on strikes.
You know, and here's the thing. You want to take advantage of the fastballs that Rowe gave you. Problem is he put them in really good spots because, you know, at some point you're going to see the slider deluxe, and there it is. Look at that spot. 3 these pitches have just been put in perfect spots.
All the way across the plate.
Yeah.
And then some.
No, listen, and he's a tall, lanky guy, so he creates some leverage, and that arm gets out there, and you think about where that ball's coming out of the hand and where it ends up.
David Freitas, the catcher, fouls it out of play. Freitas had a base hit the other way, had a 10-pitch at bat in the 2nd inning. That was part of their 3-run inning when Span opened with a walk. Both Span and Freitas scored along with Segura in that inning. A little piece of that, and it's fouled. 0-2. Rays and the Mariners beginning a 4-game series. Night game tomorrow, and 4:10 starts Saturday, 1:10 on Sunday. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Freitas lays off. There's strike 3 call right at the bottom of the zone. And that's the 10th strikeout recorded by Rays pitching.
Lock him up. Look how far that one went. Ended up in the middle of the plate, but it started so far off that the hitter's forced to just give up on it.
It's D. Gordon.
Well, you remember earlier in the year, too, where you saw him hopping around on the mound, moving back and forth on that rubber to create angles.
That pitch, fastball just missed. That's 95, a little bit outside. 1-0. That's a real key for Rowe to get that first pitch strike.
Yeah, when he's able to do that, he becomes almost unhittable, because you get that first pitch strike and then you can expand from there, and you can expand one way with the good sinking action on the fastball, tailing action, and then of course that slider, which has been on point here tonight.
And a foul ball toward his own dugout. Off the facing of the dugout. It's 2-1. Gordon with a run batted in tonight and a base hit. He was caught stealing. A little bouncing ball right side. Bauer has it. The toss to Rowe. 3 up, 3 down in the ninth. Wilson Ramos will open the bottom of the ninth. Has made his major league debut. We've seen him fare quite well defensively. Made a nice catch on the railing in front of the Rays dugout right there. And he's hit the ball hard tonight. 0 for 3. But really the last 2 times up, he's hit the ball on the nose.
You know, and even that first at bat, you know, take the pitch away and line it to left field. He's come as advertised.
Yep.
Hit the ball where it's pitched, hit the ball hard, and now it's time to get that hit out of the way.
Well, he'll be hitting third here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Ramos, Duffy, and then Bowers due up. Facing Mike Leake. First pitch is foul right back out of play. Leake one pitch in with 93 pitches here so far tonight. That's away, and it's 1-1. Rays have been out hit 8-7. And one walk given up by Leake, which is big news of the way he's been pitching. Pitch is fouled out of play. 2-2. I think Leake went 140 batters faced between walks.
Wow. Wow.
It's fouled the other way, out of play. Well, we mentioned earlier just 4 career complete games for Leake, and that last one a shutout. That was on the 30th of September in 2015. He's gone 73 starts since then. And now he is 3-2 to Ramos. And he fouls this one out of play. Leake pitched 7 innings against the Rays last Friday. Gave up the 2 runs, back-to-back homers to Gomez and Field in 7 innings on 6 hits. There's a shot into left field, sending Span back. He's going to have to play it off the wall. Ramos heads to second and is in there with a double.
And that ball had a funny look coming off the bat, and Denard Span got all turned around out there in left field. And that ball ends up sailing over his head, and that's going to end the night here for Mike Leake.
Well, the double for Ramos, and here it is again.
Ball just would not come down. Wilson Ramos is a strong man.
So Mike Leake departs after 8 innings plus 1 hitter. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. The Florida Lottery has over 70 unique scratch-off games, so add a little play to your day with these new games. The Florida Lottery is your ticket. Claim it. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. Alex Colomé on the hill for the Seattle Mariners against the Rays, with Ramos at second and Matt Duffy stepping in. Pitch is a strike at the very top of the zone.
In this building, this is strange. It's like an inter-squad game.
Duffy has a single and a triple tonight. That's foul back. 0-2. Duffy came in hitting over 360 against right-handed pitching, so 2 for 3 tonight, facing the right-hander Colomé.
He does a great job of staying in on tough righties and shooting that ball the other way. How many line drives you see him let that ball get into the zone, like right here.
And a nice job there, and he fouled it back.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough pitch in a tough spot. And you could see if that ball was going to be put into play, it was going to be put into play to the right side. So it makes him dangerous.
Jake Bauers on deck. This one is low, popping away from Freitas. But he kept it in front of him and down that third base side a little bit. Leake departs after 8 innings plus, responsible for a man on. Gave up 1 run on the home run to Robertson. That home run, 1 of 8 hits allowed. One, 2, and a little chopper to shortstop. Segura's throw is in time. So 1 out with a man at second. Coming up, Rays Live, the post game immediately following our game. That's presented by WB Mason. Rich and Arestas will be around, and they will break down Mike Leake's solid start for Seattle. We'll hear from Kevin Cash in the manager's press conference and additional sound from the clubhouse. Jake Bauers up 0 for 3. Cut and a miss on a fastball up, strike 1. Now the Rays 0 for 6 tonight with men in scoring position. Bauers 0 for 3 looking for his first hit. He's hit the ball hard tonight. And this one is upstairs. 1-1. Cut and a miss. 1-2. Ramos opened the inning with a double. It was the end of the trail for Mike Leake. Colomé came on, got Duffy on the ground ball to short, and he's ahead of Bauers. Good look on a pitch down. 2-2. That's the other thing. The reports on Bauers has a pretty good eye up there. He's not going to chase a lot.
Well, he was hitting 270 in AAA. The on base was right around 360. I think 357 in that range. That shows you the ability to take that walk.
2-2, and he fouls it away. It's out of play. Get together, Freitas and Colomé. Homer Font tomorrow to open it for the Rays against the left-hander Marco Gonzalez, who pitched well against the Rays out in Seattle. Coverage for that one begins at 6:30. Rays Live, the pregame. Blake Snell and Felix Hernandez set to work in the Saturday game, and Nathan Eovaldi against James Paxton Sunday. There's some good pitching matchups. 2-2 to Bowers, and he checks. No, he didn't. He thought he did. And on the appeal, Chris Guccione said he went around. And Bob doesn't like that call by Chris Guccione.
Yeah, I don't think anybody in this building does. And let's see, it's that cutter by Colome up and in. And did he go a little bit too far? Let's take a look. Could have very easily been called no-go.
That's right. So 2 gone with Ramos still at second. It's Carlos Gomez. Gomez 1 for 3 on the night. And that hits him. So Gomez hit by a pitch, and he will head to first. And we get Malik Smith up.
The fastball running. Not really running, being driven up and in, and it just catches Carlos Gomez. And I'll tell you what, you're one more base runner from getting within range.
Well, Malik Smith had a single in the 5th. He is 1 out of 3. The Rays with 2 men on and 2 men out. Fouls it out of play. The Rays came in trying to snap a 6-game losing streak. They put 2 men on in the 9th inning with 2 men out. And a strike to Malix. Tap foul at his feet. 2 strikes. Leake for 8+. Colome taking over, inheriting a runner at second. We got 2 outs. And now 2 strikes on Smith. Tapper foul. Johnny Field would be next if Malik Smith could keep this one going. And that's a ball wide. Johnny Field hoping to get a chance to get another at bat in this game. Look by Colome. Smith gets time. All set once again. And a line drive off the glove of Segura into center. Ramos stops at third, and the bases are loaded, and the Rays will get Johnny Field to the plate. Smith lines a single into center, just out of the reach of Segura.
Had him placed perfectly, but this ball hit just high enough, stays right through it, and gets it over top of that glove. And here you go. This is your one shot.
Well, the Rays managed to get Johnny Field to the plate with the bases loaded, so they get the tying run up there. 2 outs in the 9th. Field 1 of 3 tonight. Dropped a base hit into right field in the 5th. 6 home runs on the year. Bounds it through the coaching box. First base side, strike 1. Well, this is what you play for when you fall behind. You try to battle and at some point get the tying run at the plate.
All night long. And
Rays
here it
have
is.
done that. Yeah.
2 outs in the 9th. Waited an awful long time.
Yes, they did. 0-1 count on Field. That's down. 1-1.
Colome, you get the idea that he's going to try to work that cutter away. You know, Johnny Field is looking for something that hangs middle in to try to yank out of here. Colome going to try to stay away with that cutter and make him beat him the other way.
If he makes a mistake, he has the power to do it. 6 home runs. And a shot up the left field side, fair. Down into the corner. Ramos scores. Gomez scores. Malik Smith will score. It's a double for Johnny Field, and the Rays have closed the gap to 1. Field hit with his 7th double of the year, clears the bases, and the Rays trail 5-4.
Well, here it is, and this ball does stay middle in. I mean, that is a beautiful pitch for Johnny Field to take a rip at, and boy, does he catch that clean. Right down into the corner. First 2 runs. Matt Quintaro was holding up Malik Smith coming around third. He was having none of that.
Yeah, if they had the traffic camera, he'd be getting a citation right now.
For sure. For sure. Well, you saw him
Take a look
coming
at this.
Easy. That's an easy hold. And he's like, yeah, I'll get around to it maybe tomorrow. Scored easily.
3-run double makes it 5-4. And Johnny Field in scoring position at second base. Colome got a little mound visit there. Edwin Diaz quickly gets up in their bullpen. And Daniel Robertson is the hitter now with the potential tying run at second base. Robertson takes a fastball. Robertson belted a home run deep to left in the 3rd inning. That clearance to spare. And a ground ball deep 3rd, gloved by Seager. Throw to first, close. He got him, and that will end the game. Robertson with a bounding ball back at 3rd, and Seager got the throw across the diamond in time to end this one. Here's the final play.
Well, he was backing up, had to turn and fire. A perfect 1-hop for Ryan Healy to handle, and they get him by a step.
And the Rays drop this one 5-4, 5-8-0, 5 left. 4-10-1 for the Rays with 5 left. Leake will get the win. He's 6-3. Pruitt the loss, 1-3 before 10,342 tonight. Took 2 hours and 43 minutes to play it. We'll be with you tomorrow at 6:30 for game 2 of this 4-game series. For Ryan Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast, if not the outcome. Again, 5-4 the final. Mariners over the Rays. Rays live the post game next. We'll see you tomorrow night.